Radhe Krishna, Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. Welcome to all the divine souls, devotees of Lord Shri Krishna, to this global festival of divinity in humanity, celebrating the universal teachings of Lord Shri Krishna under the theme Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. Right from 11th of August, all these days we have been celebrating the different dimensions of Lord Shri Krishna. Krishna as a child, Krishna as a cowherd, Krishna as a Leela Purushottama, Krishna as Gita Acharya, Krishna as a teacher, Krishna as Yogeshwara, Shri Krishna as Rasa Bihari, Krishna as the Sarvottama, Krishna as the Kala Rasika. Krishna in all these different dimensions. Krishna as the global phenomenon that we have been experiencing, enjoying in the company of Krishna, and all Mahatmas from various Sampradayas. We have seen how Shri Adi Shankaracharya was a great Krishna Bhakta, Krishna in the heart of Shri Shankaracharya, Krishna in the Ramanuja Sampradaya, Krishna how he is celebrated in Udupi under the Dvaita Siddhanta, how Krishna as a student learned from his gurus. With all these different dimensions that we have seen, today we are going to have something which will be more closer for Krishna himself. When we think of Krishna, we can't think of Krishna without Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In fact, it's told Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namni. Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is Krishna's avatara. He is no way different from Lord Shri Krishna. And that way, the lineage of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as today, which is taken worldwide, is by Srila Prabhupada. As we all know, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness is doing a wonderful seva in taking Krishna Nama, the Hari Bhakti, and Krishna's, as Srila Prabhupada calls Krishna's biography and autobiography, Srimad Bhagavatam and the Bhagavad Gita, taking it to every door and every shore is what the International Society of Krishna Consciousness has been doing. So we can't think of a festival on Krishna without having this connection of Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada. And therefore, when we thought of a session on this connection, so I requested His Grace Shri Gaurang Das Prabhu of Govardhan Eco Village. Last month, we had Gaurang Das Prabhuji with us in the Global Festival of Yoga. And during that occasion, I requested Prabhu about this event, and he immediately, with all His grace, that he accepted to be a part of this. And as we are having every day in the beginning to have the different chantings or the Krishna Kala series, so today I thought in this context of before listening to Shri Gaurang Prabhu, it will be nice to listen to the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra Kirtan and all the other added bhajans from the Gaudiya Sampradaya, the Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya tradition. And therefore, yesterday when I requested Prabhu, he immediately accepted for this prayer also. And today we have with us a wonderful team from the Govardhan Eco Village itself again with us to join us in this Kirtan Seva. Once again, on behalf of Advaita Academy and Adhyatma Yoga and all our associated partners, I offer my humble pranams to each and every devotee who has joined here. I welcome Shri Gaurang Das Prabhuji also, who is going to join us shortly for the talk, and the team of devotees from Govardhan Eco Village, Shri Vrindavan Prasad Prabhuji, Shri Jai Sachinandan Prabhuji, Shri Bhakta Deepraj, Gaurang Leela Prabhu, who is going to be on the violin, and Shri Bhakta Deepraj, who is going to be us on the Mridang, and Bhakta Madhusudan on the Kartal, and Bhakta Parikshit on the guitar as well. So it's going to be a wonderful thing, bringing the traditional classical instruments as well as probably the Western instruments both together. So we are going to have a wonderful rocking Kirtan, and with which I'm sure Krishna and all the Krishna Bhaktas would be enchanted through this wonderful Kirtan Seva. Once again, my pranams to all of you. Hare Krishna. Over to Vrindavan Leela, Vrindavan Prasad Prabhuji and the team. I will unmute you. Oh, you have to do it at your end. Sorry, you have to unmute in the system which is there. It is muted. Yeah, now you can speak. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Am I audible now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you for this sacred opportunity, I will say. So we'll have mantra meditation now. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshadarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Please join us for this kirtan. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. All of us.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
सब लोग
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Everyone please.
Hare Rama,
Loudly.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey!
Krishna,
Viva!
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Now I will request His Grace Jai Sachinandan Prabhu to start his Kirtan now.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Haribo.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Haribo.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Everyone, please, everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Haribo.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Jai Radhe.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Everyone, please join. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Please join,
Ram
please join.
Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Please join.
Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Everyone, please. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
कलयुग पावन श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की
Jai.
श्रील प्रभुपाद की
Jai. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Once again, on behalf of Advaita Academy and Adhyatma Yoga and all of us who have joined here, my humble pranams to the devotees, Sri Vrindavan Prasad Prabhu, Jai Sachinandan Prabhu, Parikshit Prabhu, and all of us, Jaideep Prabhu, everybody who have led this wonderful mantra meditation, this mantra which mesmerized the whole world. One man who went without anything in hand, only with this mantra 50 years back, and conquered the whole world with this mantra. So the same mantra today, I'm sure, has captivated all of us, all our souls. And by singing this, we all become Parama Pavitra on this occasion. So my pranams to all the devotees who led us. It feels, that we should have asked more and more to listen the kirtan. Just like that, it started and then it is finished. We are to hear to Gaurang Prabhu, who is already present with us now. I take this opportunity to welcome Shri Gaurang Das Prabhuji, who has joined us from the Govardhan Eco Village. As we all know, he is the director of the Govardhan Eco Village, a wonderful place which brings in all the marvels of Vrindavan and Govardhan, the Vrajabhumi, here at one place. That which is scattered in different places, all those are brought at one place if you go and see there. have been every day reading various aspects of the Govardhan Eco Village, which Sri Prabhu has been sharing through his Facebook page. Wonderful temples of Vrindavan, which are scattered today, some parts in Rajasthan, some here in the Braj Bhumi, all. But if you go to one place of Govardhan Eco Village, probably we can have all the darshan of all the murtis and the temples. So we already are all much familiar to the teachings of His Grace Sri Gaurang Das Prabhu, and many of us have been following him through all his wonderful videos, the television programs that he had led, and also the YouTube videos on the Yoga Katha and various things that Prabhu has been sharing. But to be brief in introducing Prabhu's introduction, as we all know, he is the director of the Govardhan Eco Village, which is the United Nations Organization's award-winning Eco Village. And right from the inception of it, right from its development, Prabhu had been leading it. And today it's a marvel that is present there. Along with that, he is also the co-president of ISKCON Chowpatty, which is a wonderful temple and in Mumbai, which is started by His Holiness Sri Radhanath Swami. And also Prabhu is the trustee and administrative director of Bhakti Vedanta Research Center at Kolkata. He is also the governing, the global duty officer of the ISKCON's GBC, which is governing body commission, the supreme authority in the ISKCON circle. He is also an inspirational and a motivational speaker by his expertise of presenting the Vedic knowledge in a contemporary and enticing way. He is making spirituality accessible to all, especially the youth. He has represented ISKCON as a speaker in various conferences and has given more than 10,000 of discourses in the last 2 decades on Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, among the other scriptures. Prabhu's talks are all available, and many of us have been following all those. And we had the privilege of having his presence and blessings on the Global Festival of Yoga that we had last month, where he presented about the wonderful work of Eco Village that he has been part of. And that's when I requested Prabhu to be blessing us on this occasion also. He immediately accepted. And today we are going to hear him to speak about Krishna consciousness, which is the supreme yoga. We have been hearing of yoga as such, the Adhyatma Yoga or Ashtanga Yoga or the Sankhya Yoga and all those today. If we have yoga today, it is because of Yogeshwara Shri Krishna. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, as the Gita brings it. And Krishna rightly in the Gita himself says that it is not the first time that he taught it to Arjuna, but he taught it to Vivaswan Surya in the beginning of the creation itself. And since then, yoga is there. So when we look into yoga, we look into, of course, Patanjali, or today after Sadhguru made it popular, Shiva as the Adi Yogi and all. But it is for us, our Shri Krishna, who is the profounder of this yoga parampara. He is Yogeshwara. He is the profounder of the starting of yoga. He is the means of yoga. He is somebody who is to be attained through yoga. All those put together. And that is what the wonderful teachings of the parampara of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, led by Srila Prabhupada, took it to the entire world. And so in this festival, the Global Festival of Divinity and Humanity, what we are having today, celebrating Krishna's birth and his universal teachings, which also had as a part of it the Radhashtami celebrations day before yesterday. In this month-long celebration, it will be incomplete without listening to the great work that Srila Prabhupada has done in giving us the real form of yoga, of the bhakti, and also Gita as it is, as he rightly named it. Therefore, I thought a learned scholar, an acharya from the International Society of Krishna Consciousness should be here representing the parampara of Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada. And I couldn't think of anybody else other than Sri Gaurang Das Prabhu. And I'm so glad. My Sashtanga pranams to Prabhu. And we are all eager to listen to you. And thank you for being with us, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Om Ajnanatirmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilatam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So thank you very much, Subbu Bhaiya, for welcoming me and allowing me to share some of my thoughts. Krishna defines yoga in the Bhagavad Gita as Yogastha Kuru Karmani Sangam Tyaktva Dhananjaya Siddhya Asiddhyo Samo Bhutva Samatvam Yogamuchyate. Krishna says that yoga basically means the culmination of four things. First, action. Second, knowledge. Third, renunciation. Fourth, meditation. When all of these four are combined along with devotion unto Him, then Siddhya Siddhyo Samo Bhutva Samatvam Yoga Muchyate. That state of equanimity of the mind is called as yoga. So, today we are facing a global crisis, and that is a crisis of distraction. Distraction costs American businesses $60 billion every year. Distraction is the number one cause of road accidents in North America. The distraction levels of human beings has come down from 12 seconds in 2012 to 8 seconds in 2017. Less than even distraction levels of goldfish. So therefore, we are in a very precarious condition. Yoga is the means by which we can help overcome all these distractions and inculcate the quality of focus. And therefore, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Arjuna was standing as the expert, experienced warrior from the Dronacharya's Institute of Archery. It was the premier institute in the whole world to teach people arms and ammunition. Arjuna was a gold medalist from that institute. Typically, we expect a very good quality education and a good career track record is sufficient to be successful in life. By those standards, Arjuna was more than successful. He never lost a battle in life. He was the most revered archer and warrior in the whole universe. He was known as Dhananjay, the master of all the wealth. He had Miss Universe Draupadi as his wife. As far as all kinds of power and influence is concerned, what Arjuna had, practically no one in the world could imagine. And therefore, Arjuna was at that point of time totally a symbol of self-confidence and full confidence. And then when he comes onto the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and battlefield is something which is like opening a laptop and logging into your account for most of us. You go to the job and switch on your computer, your laptop or your desktop, and you start working for the day. The whole world does it, it's no big deal. It was like a typical day for Arjuna. But Krishna wants to share with us that some of the most unpredictable shocks and disasters, they await us behind very, very normal occurrences in life. We may not even realize what kind of shock awaits us tomorrow. And when such shocks come in our life, are we equipped to deal with it? So therefore, the whole world at first talked about IQ, intelligence quotients. Then they talked about EQ, emotional quotient. Then they talked about SQ, spiritual quotient. Now they are talking about AQ, adversity quotient. What capacity and capability one has to face adversities and reversals in life. And this is precisely what Krishna gave as a test to Arjuna by bringing him right in front of the entire battlefield, in front of the armies of the Kauravas. As long as Arjuna saw Duryodhana and Dushasan, he was determined to fight. But when the focus shifted from Duryodhana and Dushasan and Krishna brought Arjuna's chariot right in front of Bhishma and Drona, when Arjuna saw Bhishma, when Arjuna saw Drona, he got totally bewildered. He was paralyzed. And Arjuna looked at Krishna and then he started saying, Vepathuscha sharire me romaharshascha jayate gandiva sramsate hastat tvakchaiva paridahyate. My hairs are standing on end. My limbs are trembling. My mouth is drying up. Oh Krishna, I just do not know what to do. Please help me. And in this way, Krishna, he saw that Arjuna knew that he was a warrior. Arjuna had the qualities of a warrior. Arjuna had the training of a warrior. Arjuna had the experience and the track record and success of a warrior. But in spite of having all that, Arjuna faced dilemma. And that dilemma was caused by Arjuna's inability to go beyond his swabhava and swadharma. Swabhava is one's nature. So Arjuna's nature was to fight. He told Krishna, I want to become beggar now. Krishna said, no. Your swabhava is that of fighter. And therefore, even if you become a beggar, you take a begging bowl and you go out and ask people for alms. And if some of the people refuse to give you or insult you while you are begging from them, their insult will pierce through your heart like arrows. And although in the mood of a beggar, you will not be able to resist because of your nature to fight. And you will not be able to take that insult and in fact take that begging bowl and use that begging bowl to hit the other guy on the head. Therefore, do not aspire for artificial begging profession because it does not support your nature. Your nature does not support that. Number two, apart from your swabhava, your entire life's training and profession as a swadharma has been in fighting. Therefore, you are a fighter by profession, my dear Arjuna. And therefore, you have to follow your dharma. So, swabhava and swadharma, both were explained by Krishna to Arjuna. But in spite of explaining both of these, Arjuna did not seem to be convinced. And he was still trembling and totally bewildered. And he got confused. And he said that Visrijya Sasharam Chapam Shoka Sambigna Manasa, giving up his bows and arrows, he sat down on the chariot, his eyes and mind filled with grief. That is the time when Krishna realized that although Arjuna knows his swabhava, although Arjuna knows his swadharma, now at this stage when Arjuna is completely paralyzed, to make him fight this battle will require us to take Arjuna to the level of his swadharma. Beyond his swadharma and swabhava is to help him understand his swarupa. And therefore Krishna tells Arjuna that Ashochan Anvashocastvam Pragyavadamscha Bhashase Gatasu Nagatasuncha Nanu Shochanti Panditaha. Arjuna, you are lamenting for that which is not worthy of grief. And therefore, Arjuna, the body is anyway going to be destroyed. Natvevaham jatunasam natvam ne me janadivana jevam bhavishyamasa sarve vayamatah param. These souls are going to be eternal. Don't worry about the destruction of the body. Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumara yauvanam jara tadehantra praptir dhirastatra namuhyati. Arjuna, do not worry, because the soul which you see, in which Dronacharya and Bhishma, they are souls. They are going to be eternal. They will go to another body. Don't worry about it. Don't lament for it. Because ultimately, as a Kshatriya, you have to perform your duty. Matra sparashastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkada agama apaino anityas tantitikshasva bharata. O Arjun, you should tolerate the temporary appearance of inconveniences, like the appearance of summer and winter seasons. These seasons will appear and then they will disappear. A deep soul who self-realized is not bewildered by such changes. So the most hope-giving word, O Arjuna, in this verse is agama apayano anitya, which is temporary. Therefore, Arjuna, you should fight this battle. And therefore, Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna to increase his motivation from motivation on the level of fear, motivation on the level of desire, to bring him to the level of motivation based on duty. Motivations due to fear are caused by tamoguna. Motivations by desire are caused by rajoguna. And motivations caused by our duty sense is created by sattva-guna. And then the last and the highest is motivation, which is inspired by the feeling of love, which is on the stage of Shuddha Sattva-guna. And this is the most important thing which Krishna is trying to bring Arjuna to. And therefore, all of us are living lives in this world. And during this pandemic COVID, all of us are experiencing what Arjuna experienced on the battlefield. What did Arjuna experience on the battlefield of Kurukshetra? As a Kshatriya warrior, he had an identity. As his identity of a Kshatriya warrior, it was his duty to fight and to kill. But then when Krishna showed Arjuna, look Arjuna, Bhishma standing here. Look Arjuna, Drona standing here. Another two identities of Arjuna came forward. When Arjuna saw Bhishma, he said, he is my grandfather, I am his grandson. When Arjuna saw Drona, another identity came forward. He is my guru, I am his disciple. And at that moment, multiple thoughts started conflicting within Arjuna because of mixing of identities. And Arjuna started thinking, as a warrior, I am supposed to kill. As a grandson, I am supposed to love. As a disciple, I am supposed to respect. But what is my right identity? Am I a warrior? Am I a disciple? Am I a grandson? And all of us face these multiple conflicting identities. And therefore, when conflicting identities affect our mind and consciousness, our decision-making capabilities are paralyzed. And the same happened to Arjuna. Evam uktva Arjuna sankhye rathopastha upavishat visrijya sacharam chapam shoka samvigna manasa. We also try to rationalize, analyze, but ultimately, out of frustration and indecisiveness, Rathopastha upavishat, Arjuna sat on that chariot. His decision-making ability completely clouded over. And therefore, dear friends, the greatest crisis all of us will experience in life is the crisis which is caused by identity crisis. When we have multiple identities which are conflicting. And therefore, when people get sometimes removed from their job, their identification as a manager, as a general manager, as a CEO, as the head of a certain area, as an expert is so strong. And they are feeling within their identity, I am making a huge difference to my corporation, to my company. The company cannot progress without me, if that is their identity. And then one fine day, they just get a notice from the company, we don't need you anymore. This hits a person like a ton of bricks, because the gap between expectation and reality creates stress, and the highest stress is created by identity crisis. I have visited several people in ICUs of hospitals where they have been admitted primarily due to heart attacks. And why the heart attack came? Many times because during promotion time they were overlooked and they were not promoted. So dear friends, let us not think of Bhagavad Gita as some kind of sentimental mumbo jumbo. Bhagavad Gita has the precise knowledge which every man, woman and child needs on the planet today, while dealing with a deadly global pandemic which has been caused by a virus whose total net weight across the whole world is less than 1 gram. And therefore Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Prakritehe kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. That people think I am the doer, and that is their greatest myth. That is their greatest fallacy. And therefore, the Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna to Arjuna to create within him the eternal, unchanging identity as a soul. Arjuna, you are the soul. Soul is eternal. Duryodhana is soul, he is eternal. Bhishma is a soul. Drona is a soul. Whether you hit them with arrows or not, they are going to die in future. But you, as a dharmic warrior, is supposed to perform this activity now. And therefore, I am the supreme surgeon. Kurukshetra battlefield is like the operation theatre. Human society is infected with the cancer of the Kauravas, of Duryodhana and Dushasan specifically. And you, Arjuna, have to become my surgical scalpel and help me remove this tumor of the Kauravas so that dharma can be established. And therefore, it is described, Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gita-amrita duhe namaha Prapanna parijataya totra vetreka panaye. Prapanna parijataya, Krishna, who is the ultimate shelter giver of his surrendered souls. Totra vetra eka panaye. In one hand, Krishna has the reins of the chariot. On one hand, Krishna has demonstrated, I am willing to become the servant of my own servant. Krishna is demonstrating the best quality of servant leadership. I am willing to become Arjuna's chariot driver. For me, position does not matter. The function and the service and the value which I can add and the contribution I can give matters. If I can contribute by becoming Arjuna's chariot driver, then I am not a status-hungry person. I am willing to be his servant. And in this way, Krishna took the reins of the chariot. Prapanna parijataya totra vetreka panaye. And in this way, in one hand, Krishna had the symbol of humble menial service. And with the other hand, Jnana Mudraya Krishnaya. He had the Jnana Mudra with which he was giving knowledge to Arjuna. That means only on the foundation of the proper intention. Krishna's intention was pure, sublime, selfless, not prestige seeking. It was simply to help and assist and elevate Arjuna. When someone has that kind of motivation, on the foundation of such pure intention and motivation, then the instruction can create transformation. And therefore Arjuna had total trust in Krishna. And then Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita. Jnana mudraya Krishnaya Gitamrita duhe namaha. And in this way, the Gita was shared by Krishna to Arjuna. In the 13th chapter of Gita, the 20 points of knowledge are described by Krishna. Amanitvam madambitvam ahimsa kshantirarjavam acharyapasamam shaucham stairyam atmavinigraha indriyartheshu vairagyam anahankara evacha janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshanudarshanam asaktiranavishvanga putradara grihadishu nityam cha samachitvatvam ishtanishtopatyashu maicha nanya yogena bhaktir avyabhicharini nityam cha samachittatvam मयि च अनन्ययोगेन भक्तिरव्यभिचारिणी विविक्तदेशसेवत्वम् अरतिर् धनसंसदि अध्यात्मज्ञाननित्यत्वं तत्त्वज्ञानार्थदर्शनम् इति ज्ञानं प्रोक्तम् अज्ञानं यत् अथोन्मया. In this way, Krishna represents the 20 points of knowledge. This was spoken because Arjuna was in bewilderment and confusion. So therefore, when there is misidentification, lack of identity, confusion about one's identity, the confusion about identity creates confusion about one's role. And when there is confusion about your role, there is confusion about one's duties. And there is confusion about one's duties, there is confusion in decision making. And today, more than any time before, the world needs this precise knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita. And therefore, at this stage, I would like to share with everybody a beautiful small excerpt of the Bhagavad Gita from the 13th chapter. And I would like to share my screen and I hope I have the sharing rights.
Yes, Prabhu, you can share it from there.
Okay, thank you. So can you see the screen?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, now I am starting a video.
Nature, the enjoyer, and consciousness. The final 6 chapters focus on jnana, transcendental wisdom, which helps one become detached from materialistic aspirations and simultaneously attached to Krishna. Chapter 13 covers topics previously discussed but explores them in a more analytical way. Thus, wise leaders can take advantage of the logical presentations made by Krishna to strengthen their conviction and deepen their understanding. Upadrishta anumanta cha bharata bhokta maheshwara paramatmeti chapyukto dihesmin purusha parah. Yet in this body there is another, a transcendental enjoyer, who is the Lord, the supreme proprietor, who exists as the overseer and permitter, and who is known as the super soul. The acronym for this chapter is WISE. W for wise questions, I for items of knowledge, S for soul and super soul, and E for enjoyer. Verses 1 to 7 cover wise questions. W. Arjuna asks Krishna to define 6 subjects: Prakriti, nature; Purusha, the enjoyer; Kshetra, the field of activities; Kshetragya, the knower of the field; Jnana, knowledge and the process of knowing; and Jnayam, the object of knowledge. These subjects are key constituents of Vedic philosophy, and Krishna therefore spends the entire chapter defining and discussing them. Arjuna, although an established transcendentalist, plays the part of a materially entangled individual so that he can pose questions for the benefit of humanity. His astute inquiries create the opportunity for Krishna to offer answers to life's most profound mysteries. Krishna begins by defining Kshetra and the Kshetrajna. Verses 8 to 12 cover items of knowledge I. These verses describe how the Kshetrajna, spirit soul, can disentangle himself from the Kshetra body by cultivating Jnana, knowledge. Since true knowledge is revealed within the heart of a deserving person, the real method of acquiring knowledge is the cultivation of divine qualities, of which humility is foremost. Knowledge is not about information and memorization, but rather about exemplary personal character and practical behavior. One who nurtures a saintly disposition experiences a change of heart which disentangles the eternal soul from its deep-rooted identification with the body, its temporary dress. Verses 13 to 19 cover the theme of soul and supersoul. S. Having described the Kshetra, Kshetragya and Jnanam, Krishna now describes Jnayam, the object of knowledge. The purpose of knowledge is to realize the soul and the supersoul, who are eternally individual, but at the same time intimately connected. It is the prerogative of the soul to understand the supersoul. But the super soul is sometimes described as avidyayam or unknowable. How to reconcile this? Empirical researchers who try to fathom the supreme using mundane logic and material sense perception are invariably baffled, and the super soul within remains unknowable to them. However, those who approach the subject matter with the proper attitude, ready and willing to gain insight through the eyes of the great teachers, can surely realize the super soul, the object of all knowledge. Verses 20 to 35 cover the theme of the enjoyer. The chapter concludes with description of the final two terms, Prakriti and Purusha. The conditioned soul desires to control and enjoy matter, Prakriti, and it is this enjoying spirit that binds him to the material world. The super soul, however, is the actual enjoyer, Purusha, and everything, material nature and the individual souls, is ultimately meant for his enjoyment. Just as pouring water over the root of a tree energizes the trunk, branches, and twigs, similarly offering worship and service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead for his pleasure and satisfaction automatically brings satisfaction to all living entities, including ourselves. Kshetra kshetragyayorevam antaram jnana chakshusha bhuta prakriti moksha cha ye vidur yanti te param. Those who see with eyes of knowledge the difference between the body and the knower of the body, and can also understand the process of liberation from bondage in material nature, attain to the supreme goal.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. So basically, we find that, modern society, in spite of all the knowledge at their disposal, if you take an example of America, then we find that, in a country like America, more than 29,000 children die every year because of various kinds of violence related and other kinds of diseases which can be very much avoided. 91 people die practically every day because of opium overuse. The suicide rate in America has grown up and gone beyond 24%. And therefore, many of the anxieties people are having is because of their lifestyle and work. And we realize that as much as we can use our work and our consciousness and our lifestyle to heal, we can also use it to hurt. And therefore, we find that the some of the greatest capacities to heal and hurt are right within us. And so it's important for us to realize that the Bhagavad Gita helps us understand the meaning behind suffering. So therefore, just suffering by itself is not sufficient. But why we are suffering, that Bhagavad Gita tries to explain. And therefore, we have to realize that practically the anxiety which people are going through, especially when it comes to their daily life stresses. Interestingly, maximum number of heart attacks happen around 4 a.m. on Monday morning. And one of the reasons being that people, when they sleep on Sunday, they really despise going to their work on a Monday morning. And therefore, when American employees were surveyed, 88% of them said that we feel more like an object than as human beings in this corporation. And interestingly, people give so much of importance to jobs and careers, but 87% of the Americans in the workforce feel disengaged in work and not sufficiently engaged. So therefore, let us try to understand that one is the pandemic caused due to corona, which is everywhere. But something which has been going on as an epidemic for a long time is silent suffering. People are stoic and they are heroic and they have high levels of tolerance, so they do not speak about it. But practically everybody around us is going through stress and distress due to the nature of the relationships in their jobs, in dysfunctional families, in various kinds of antipathic social relationships. And therefore, we are all sitting on the edge of a disaster. And there was a survey conducted in America where they were asked that if within a week you have to gather $2,000 for an emergency, how many of you will be able to generate $2,000 within a week? Only 50% of the American workforce was able to actually say, yes, we can generate. And therefore, we find that the whole world, and especially India, is trying to follow America and think that that is the way forward. But actually, if you see that over the last 35 to 40 years, the workers' pay in American corporations has increased by only 10%. Whereas over the last 40 years, the CEO's pay has gone up by 940%. And therefore, we must realize that human dignity is being compromised. And so the Bhagavad Gita, by giving us knowledge of the soul, is ultimately offering to us that each one of us has the capacity and the right to feel dignified as a soul. And therefore, we have to change the way we look at things. And so James Baldwin said that not everything that is faced can be changed. But he also said, nothing can be changed until it is faced. And therefore, it's a very, very important phenomena that all of us are going through in life. Vidya Vinaya Sampanya Brahmani Gavi Hastini Shuni Chev Svakesha Pandita Samadarshina. The Gita is, in a sense, teaching us real equality means to see the soul everywhere, within everyone, as parts and parcels of Krishna. That is the meaning of Krishna consciousness. And therefore, when we greet each other, we fold our hands because we see the spark and parts and parcel of Krishna within the other living being, and we salute and offer respects to that spark which is coming directly as a part and parcel of the Supreme. Therefore, I'm very grateful to Subbu Bhaiya and his wonderful organization for inviting me and allowing me to speak something about our perspectives on the Bhagavad Gita.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for bringing to us in nutshell. We have just heard kind of a sutra, whereas we know that there is sutra bhashya, a lot more to learn from you, and of course, a wonderful introduction to all the listeners that you have given. And I know there are a lot more that you have already have been offering, which people can always refer to and hear to. But a little more, like I would like to ask you to share that you rightly brought out in today's context of this pandemic, also in the situation worldwide, especially how India is trying to follow the West, and then how in this situation, yoga as such, how from the Gita be the right choice for all of us. So I would like to hear from you a little more, especially on how Srila Prabhupada, when he went kind of to the West to US, how he was able to take these teachings of Sri Krishna and take it and reach it over there to the population, not just in one country of the US, maybe he started over there, but within the span of say 10 years in his lifetime, where he could influence the entire world. Probably he would have traveled to so many countries within that 10 years of his mission. So a bit of Srila Prabhupada's work today, I wanted to hear from you.
Srila Prabhupada, he was instructed by his guru, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, in 1922 to try to distribute this in the West in the English language. Originally, Lord Chaitanya, 500 years ago, he said, Prithvitya Chajata Nagaradikaram, Sarvatra Prachar Hoibe Muranam. In every town and village, this knowledge will spread. So Prabhupada took this, knowledge with him, and he went in a cargo ship, to America in 1965. And then he reached there and established ISKCON in New York in 1966 at the age of 70. And in this way, from that point onwards, he attracted many of the young hippies at that point of time who were looking for some kind of higher purpose in life. They were disenchanted with materialistic life. Therefore, this helped Srila Prabhupada share the knowledge of the Gita, and that was the time when many other Indian spiritualists like Mahesh Yogi ji and many others were also there at that time. And there is an interesting book I can recommend to you to read that is known as American Veda. American Veda. It is written by one of my good friends, and you can refer to that book. It takes you through all the different Indian spiritual leaders and spiritual movements which actually started the renaissance of Hinduism in America in those periods. So Srila Prabhupada, of course, was one of the most effective in actually getting the Westerners to actually embrace spirituality. And then over the next 3-4 years, he consolidated 8 to 10 temples in America and Canada, and then he started expanding in 1970 to first UK, then to Australia and Africa, and then South America, Southeast Asia. He even made a trip to Russia in 1971 to meet Professor Kotowski and give him the message of the Bhagavad Gita and establish presence of the soul. And he laid the foundations of the Hare Krishna movement in Russia, which is now quite widespread. So thanks to his efforts, he could print more than 80 titles of Vedic literatures, of which 500 million copies have been distributed all over the world. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada's contribution in spreading Vedic philosophy and culture has been phenomenal. And then in India, in 1970-71, Prabhupada again started establishing Krishna consciousness. till Prabhupada's duration, when he was on the planet till 1977, ISKCON was in its fledgling state in India. A few properties Prabhupada had acquired and trying to build temples, but no major activities had begun in terms of preaching. But after Srila Prabhupada's departure, then gradually as the movement started picking ground in India, now Indian ISKCON has become the largest force in the whole world. During the pandemic, we distributed in 77 kitchens approximately 450, 45 million meals, 4.5 crore meals in 2 months period. And along with that, other activities which we have been doing. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada's efforts to spread Krishna consciousness across the world of all nationalities, irrespective of language, it really proves that the message of Bhagavad Gita is beyond language, beyond ethnicity, beyond country. We are talking of Sanatana Dharma. It is Dharma of the soul and it is Sanatana. It does not matter from where you come from. Krishna consciousness is the natural outpouring of the soul. Cry for Krishna.
One more thing I would like to hear from you, Prabhuji, that Srila Prabhupada, of course, took the wisdom from the Bhagavad Gita, but more profound, the attraction was the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, the Kirtan, I think, which was really an influencing point. And there are many other mantras that we have, we revere, like the Gayatri mantra, it could be, or various other Vedic chants. But how does this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra becomes more significant? And even for Krishna, as such, if we take, we have the Dwadasakshari mantra of Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, or we have the Vishnu Sahasranama and all those. But amongst all this, how do you distinguish the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra as the most important thing, and then why should we chant that?
In Kali Santarana Upanishad, it is described that iti shodasha knanam Kali Santaranashanam nato partarapayo sarvedeshu drishyate. So on the authority of the Kali Santarana Upanishad, we follow this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And therefore it is said that Kaler dosh nide rajan asti eko mahan guna. There is only one particular guna, Kirtanadeva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Parambrajit. So therefore, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is recommended in the Kali Santarana Upanishad. Kali Santarana, the best way to cross the ocean of Kali. And that is the Upanishad, and the solutions are given in that. So therefore we follow that, and then Mahaprabhu spread that holy name everywhere, and Prabhupada also spread it everywhere accordingly.
So that means to say the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is not something which newly Srila Prabhupada initiated or started, or neither Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but it is there in the Upanishad, which is part of the Vedic parampara.
Eternally there.
Before I ask the other question, I think we have our friend Sri Narayan who is having a couple of questions to Sri Gaurang Prabhu. I welcome Narayan, who is our yoga teacher at Bangalore. Request him to join to ask a few questions. Narayan, you have to unmute yourself. Yeah.
Namaskaram, Prabhu.
Namaskaram.
In fact, you may not remember me. We met about 40-45 years back at Payur Madam.
Where?
Payur.
Okay.
You and your family had come to Payur Madam to visit our grandfather, Ramakrishna Iyer.
Yes. Correct.
I am Payur Rashay's second son. I am Rashay's second son.
Oh, okay. Correct.
That's correct. So my question was, you had mentioned about drug addiction and suicides, which was on the increasing rate in the Western world.
Correct, sir.
But that tradition is also continuing in with the new generation of Indian children.
Yes, sir.
Their association with Western culture is predominant, and disassociation with Indian culture is also predominant.
Correct.
And today, drug addiction and suicide is also becoming a norm within the Indian society. So how do we get away from that?
Well, as long as you keep giving smartphone and WhatsApp and Facebook and internet and everything, and the parents feel that the internet will engage our children better than our giving them time, and both husband and wife are working busy all day. So nowadays, children either get the association of smartphone or their smart grandparents. They do not seem to get much association of their parents directly because both are quite busy for the weekdays. And therefore, this has become a common trend. And then when somebody is just experimenting with all kinds of media only, then they get exposed to the media vibrations. And what you see is that first the Western technology comes in, then along with Western technology, Western culture will come in. That Western culture will influence and it will transform the sociological dimension of the country. So therefore, we have to be alert to it and make sure that we arrest this kind of a degradation.
Thank you.
There are no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. The parents have to first become spiritual because nobody can detect whether you are, genuine or fake more than children.
Correct.
So you cannot fake something in front of children. So you have to become genuine practitioners, and then you can inspire and induce the children also to do the same. And then gradually they'll develop better character and ethics.
So basically, we have to lead by example.
You have to lead by example, and leading by example requires investment of time. It requires authenticity. It requires effort. It cannot be done shortcut.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Thank you, Narayan. And I'd like to continue with one more question to Prabhuji on behalf of our other participants who have passed it on. So, one is we have, when we say yoga, we have different the streams of yoga, like the Ashtanga yoga, we have Hatha yoga, we have, or we talk of even Karma yoga, Jnana yoga, and all those. So, out of all those, which one is the best of all the yogas? People say, like, we have been hearing in this series about Bhakti yoga, Krishna, when we look into Krishna and worship him, or even the matter of the Nam Sankirtan which you brought as part of the Bhakti yoga. So they say in Kali Yuga that Bhakti yoga is the most important. But will it give us the physical fitness what we want? Will it give us the mind calmness what we want? Or is it only to pray to God, associate with him? So how do you justify that Bhakti yoga is the greatest among all the other parts of yoga?
Well, I would say that ultimately the disease is caused by disconnection with Krishna, with God, and somehow the connection needs to be done. And in the Gita itself, Krishna is offering, different kinds of yoga, just like diseased person is offered allopathy, naturopathy, homeopathy. If nothing works, then there is Tirupati. So whatever is the pati, you take some medicine. So therefore, we have to take some medicine, and whatever yoga practice we can follow properly, let us try to follow that. So therefore, just because some particular yoga process is the best and the highest does not mean that everybody will feel inspired and attracted towards it. Certain people are born with certain proclivities, certain kind of natures, and therefore accordingly Krishna has given various preferences. So the choices are there, but the main message of Krishna is, don't just keep looking at the Gita, do something with the Gita and apply it. So at this stage, I think, Subbu Bhai, I would like to take your leave.
Yes,
I've got a conference call with Radhanath Swami at 8 o'clock. So
thank you, Prabhuji, for giving your time and gracing our event. And we would be troubling you more and more as and when we require your guidance to take this path ahead. And friends, definitely we should all, once the situation gets all right, we would all make a Adhyatma Yatra, a Yoga Yatra to Govardhan Eco Village and spend time in the presence of this great master whom we have heard today, Shri Gaurang Das Prabhu. And with this, again, my humble pranams, Ashtanga pranams to Shri Gaurang Das Prabhu and the devotees or joined us at the beginning with the Kirtan. So not just only we heard about it from Prabhu, but we had experienced it also at the beginning. So with pranams to Prabhu, we will conclude the occasion with the Utsava Geetam, Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. I would play it. And Prabhu, thank you. We would have the announcement of tomorrow's event also. So I request my friend to share the event for tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to have again wonderful enlightening session by Sri Dr. Ranganji, who is the son of Mahatma Krishna Premi Maharaj, a great authority in Srimad Bhagavatam and the Bhagavad Gita. So he would be speaking on how Krishna honors Mother Nature. Krishna is a lover of Mother Nature. So he would be bringing all these dimensions of nature from the Vedas and Srimad Bhagavatam and probably the Gita as well. All those wonderful teachings of Shri Krishna. And he would be covering on that aspect. And also we would be having a wonderful Kirtan led by Sri Rajaram and team from Krishna Premi Swamigal Satsangam again from Singapore, who would be presenting this program tomorrow. I will once again, I'll go to share you the program for tomorrow. So tomorrow's main talk would be on Krishna's respect for Mother Nature, which is done by Dr. R. Ranganji, the founder of Web of Life Makers and the son and disciple of Mahatma Shri Krishna Premi Maharaj. So which will be presided before by yet another Kirtan session, Nama Sankirtanam by Sri Rajaraman and team from Singapore, who would be leading us through this bhajan session. So I welcome you all to participate in both the session, and please do share with more people about all this sessions as well. Yeah, so we have Sri Rajaraman and team from Singapore Satsangam, so who would be presenting on varied bhajans, the Marathi abhangs and other compositions of great Mahatmas. So this will be the other session for tomorrow that we would be having. So with this, again, we would now conclude today's session a bit early. I request you all to join us for the Aarti and the Utsava Geetam. I don't know what has happened.
जय यदुकुल तिलक भगवन् यमुना तीरचर देवकी स्तुत वसुदेव सुत माधव मधुर मन स्वामिन् मामवदेव माधव मधुर मन स्वामिन् मामवदेव नन्दानन्दकर गोपी जन हृदयायतन शकटासुरमुख सुररिपुसूदन नागभोग नटन बहुधारा प्रियकरण नागभोग नटन बहुधारा प्रियकरण कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु हलधर वर सहज तरुण मुरलीधरण नट वल्लवीमर्दन माधुल मथन मथुरा नगरपते मायामोहं मम शमय मथुरा नगरपते मायामोहं मम शमय रुक्मिण्यपहरणं समरे जाम्बवती वर्णम् मणिवरसमुदितभामाभरणं विरचितवन्तमहं वन्दे मोहनरूपधरम् विरचितवन्तमहं वन्दे मोहनरूपधरम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णां वसनेन पार्थं गीतावचनेन परिपालितवान् योगिवरेण्यो धर्मग्लानिहरः शाश्वतगोप्तामनुजान् धर्मग्लानिहरः शाश्वतगोप्तामनुजान् तव लीलास्मरणं कृष्ण शोकमोहरणम् तवोपदेशाध्ययनाचरणं पुनरावृत्तिहरं लोके परमानन्दकरं पुनरावृत्तिहरं लोके परमानन्दकरम् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्
Yes, friends, thank you all for joining with us for yet another evening of an enlightening talk from Sri Gaurang Das Prabhu from ISKCON Chowpatty, Mumbai, who is an alumnus of the IIT Mumbai. After doing his metallurgy, that he joined the ISKCON, and under the guidance of his guru, Sri Radhanath Swami, he had been able to take this devotional service all over to all his followers. And tomorrow, don't miss it. Again, we're going to have a wonderful talk by Dr. Ranganji, a great scholar of Srimad Ramayana, Srimad Bhagavatam, the Vedic literatures, a great authority on the Veda, the founder of Shrutiram Gurukulam. We have heard him in the Global Festival of Yoga as well, and also on the interview series of mine, which is Copy with Yogi. I also recommend all of you, if time permits, to listen to the series of interviews that I have done with great yogic stalwarts, great spiritual masters, Copy with Yogi. It's available in the Facebook page of Yogi Sububaya, and also probably in the YouTube page of Know Your Yoga channel. So I recommend all of you to listen to all those also to get more guidance from great stalwarts like Dr. Nagendra Ji, Dr. Ananda Bala Yogi, Bhavanani, Sri Kaustubh Deshikachar, the grandson of Krishnamacharya, and various masters that we have interviewed. And after this series of the Krishna Mandir Jagadguru, we will go back to continue weekly one interview with a great yoga master, a spiritual master in the series of Copy with Yogi, which will be on all Saturday evenings at the Facebook page of Yogi Sububaya, and also at the YouTube channel of Know Your Yoga. Saturday 8 to 9 p.m. that will be there. I recommend all of you to follow all these also. And also request all of you to share these things to more people, that more people get benefited and get to hear about the teachings of Krishna, the dimensions of Krishna that we are celebrating. More and more people to benefit. And see you all again tomorrow in the evening. Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Shri Krishna. We conclude.
वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं